Also, he is the seller of eBookie. And we have Beebe on the phone. He is the listing broker. And let's get started. So, Peter, thank you for joining us. Peter?
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hi. So everybody knows Peter is in China. So you have to excuse us if we run into any language difficulties or if there are any big pauses. So Peter, can we get started by you telling us the history of eBookie?
Okay. eBookie was online since 2007, and the site is operated by one of my friends. He's a tech guy, and graduated from Tsinghua University, the best university in China, and he's very good at tech stuff. So basically, for this website, he gathered all the info on internet, and the Google index the main pages of this website. So like the 60% of this traffic of this website from Google search. And after 2 years, many people, remember the name ebookie.org. So about 35% of the traffic is direct link.
Yeah, I have some screenshots of those things. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to show everybody some information on the revenue and the traffic, and in the process, I'm going to ask you some questions. Anybody who's watching right now, if you want to ask any questions, feel free. Some of them I'll try to get to right away. Other ones I will get to them as we go. So we have quite a few different revenue sources on this site. Peter, where I'm going to ask you about them one at a time. So the first one is Friendly Duck. What is Friendly Duck?
Friendly Duck is just advertiser like Usenet. It's an advertiser. Basically the visitors from eBooking, when they search one ebook and there is one button, right? Something like, okay, download this ebook at Friendly Duck, and the people click that link and they go to Friendly Duck and they do a free trial for 14 days. And after 14 days, Friendly Duck charge the visitor $10 per month, for example. And for each user who do the free trial with Friendly Duck, we will get €13.
So I see that in 2011, the revenue from Friendly Duck was very small. And then suddenly in April and May, it jumped to 10,000 and 15,000 euros. What happened?
We changed the links. There's many advertisers like Friendly Duck, like Usenet.com, Usenext.com, Friendly Duck, the First Load. Many similar advertisers. We change different advertisers sometimes due to the test.
Okay. I also see that you have many different Friendly Duck accounts. So I'm putting up on everyone's screens right now. We have
the reason.
Yeah. So this is account number 2 that is on the screen now, and then we have, I think there's 5 different accounts.
Okay. Why we have 5 different accounts is because we are in China, and in China, for each guy every year you can only get $50,000, money into China. So we need to open 5 accounts with 5 different names to get the money.
Okay. That makes sense. So I see another one here for Usenet.nl. Is that Friendly Duck or is that something different?
It's something different, but similar advertisers.
What now? The next slide is a company called First Load. About 9.
It's also similar. Yeah, it's also similar advertisers.
Okay.
This is our main, traffic. This is our main revenue, and we know some friend, who is doing like similar business with us. They did landing pages for the page from our page to the advertisers page. With that, they have much better, conversion rate. That means much better revenue. But we did not do that because, that guy, the guy who owns this website is very busy. He's doing other stuff.
Okay. What about Market GID?
It is a shopping site. Basically, it's a pop-up, for every one, pop-up impression, we get 1 cent.
Okay. So 1 penny per pop-up.
Yes.
So here's some wire confirmations because it looks like sent me one that you sent me. There's a $15,000 that they PayPal'd you, and then there's another screenshot you sent. There's a wire transferred you $19,000.
Yes.
That's just 2 different accounts. Is that what that is?
1 second. Let me. Let me have a look at the last slide.
So, okay. So this one are payments sent by PayPal.
1 second. Let me check at my end. One sec. No, it's the same account because you can check the date. Because I think for sometimes they send money by PayPal and sometimes they do wire transfer.
Okay, that makes sense. All right. So then we have $54,000 earned on info links.
Yeah, info links. And
that's just contextual ads?
Yes.
Inline text?
Yeah.
Got it. All right. So then you have on here something about RevShare.net. You had done $258,000 on them, but in February 2012 you stopped. What happened there?
RevShare.net is another similar advertiser like Usenet, but they have a problem with their bidding system, and it means they cannot get the money from the credit company. They asked to stop the traffic. So basically, we changed the links to Usenet.
Okay, and you're making as much on Usenet as you were making on RevShare?
As I told you, this guy, he do not have much time to compare which advertiser is best. So basically, he just changed the links. I do not have much details like which is doing better. But some of the advertisers claim that they can have like 20% more revenue compared with other advertisers.
Okay. So the last thing about the revenue, you had something that you just said, other revenue, $40,000, Amazon links, file hosting, etc. So people, you are selling text links?
Links on page or from guys, 10 minutes. I mean, and many people, sometimes if they find it hard to download the page, they just click to buy, go to Amazon.
Okay, so let's talk about the traffic for a little bit.
Okay.
I have on the screen the last 1 year of traffic from your Google Analytics. 38 million people visited the site. That's an amazing number on 61 million visits. I'm also amazed by the fact that 38.8% of them are returning visitors. But as you can see on the screen, there's that plateau in the middle. What happened between November 2011 and February 2012? Why was the traffic lower in that space?
I think there's two reasons. The first reason is this guy has a brother, and at around September of 2011, this guy he go to one company to work, so he do not have time to do the updates. Before October 2011, he updated the site every day. That means there's many pages indexed in Google. But if he do not update, then the index page on Google will be less. Mm-hmm. For example, before he go to work, there's like 10 million pages indexed in Google. That means there's much more traffic, search results will be shown. But after he go to work, there's like 5 million index pages. This is not real data. I just take it as an example. This is the first reason. Basically, nobody is updates this website after September of 2011. I just talked with that guy, and he told me. And the second reason is Google. Google do some changes about the algorithm sometimes, and that will do influence on this website as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's that big of a problem. I mean, even when you went down, it went down to 50,000 visitors a day, which is still a tremendous amount, and then it came back and it's doing as good as ever. So.
Yeah, people like this website. You can see that the return rate is about like 40%. So people keep searching the domain name. So Google have to put good position for this website. So there's not much bigger influence from the Google, I think.
So the next slide I wanted to show everybody, because I thought it would be interesting for this particular type of website, was where the traffic is coming from. I would have assumed that India would have been up there, but I would have thought it would have been the number one. I'm pleasantly surprised that United States is the largest with 11 million visits. That's really good news, and you get a lot of traffic from the United Kingdom, Germany, Canada, Australia. So I don't really have a question about this slide. I just wanted to show it to everybody. And then I wanted to focus again. I've already touched on this a couple times. Wanted to show everybody that the stats on the returning visitors. So we got this slide also. I thought people would find interesting. How does the 61.4 million people that visited the site. 79% came from search, 6% from referral, 14% went to the site directly. This also shows that there's no paid traffic campaigns. I'm seeing some questions come in. Just for everybody that's listening, keep sending them. I'm going to kind of wait towards the end of the presentation to ask the questions, unless it's relevant to the slide that I'm actually on. All right, so the next slide that I'm showing everybody here is, these are the highest volume keywords. The other and the not provided is probably from people who are logged into Google, so the keywords can't be tracked. But I thought it was interesting that you got 1.5 million visitors to your site from people searching for your actual brand name. I think that's proof that people do like the site. I also think that it's interesting that the average duration is 2.5 minutes. That's pretty good too. This slide that I'm putting up here is taken from OpenSiteExplorer.org. It shows the links to eBooking. And for those SEO guys that are on the call, always like to point out that, he's got there's actually a very, very long list of anchor texts and root domains and IPs that are linking to them, and none of it looks too shady. It's all exactly what you would see from a site that has natural traffic and natural links, people linking to the brand and things like that. So what I've done, and I'm just going to kind of go through some financials real quick, and then we'll get to the questions. What I've done this time is I've tried to put together 3 different scenarios regarding money and eBooking. So we have a low risk, a high risk, and then at the end I'm going to kind of give you my opinion on the whole thing. Peter, you're going to have to excuse me because I have to wear 2 hats sometimes, and sometimes I have to, I represent the buyers and the sellers. So here's the low risk example. So the low risk example, just for everybody who hasn't been on the first 2 calls, I'll walk you through these numbers and how they work. So the asking price has just been lowered from $2.5 million to $2 million. So I'm doing this based on the fact that you'd be paying the asking price, and of course, offers are always welcome. The revenue is $711,000 a year, and what you see in this 7.1 million, that's a perpetuity value. It's saying that at a 10% discount or a 10% cost of capital, the value of $711,000 forever is essentially $7,112,000. The expenses are low because you only have hosting, correct, Peter? That's the only expense?
Yeah.
All right. So
there's just only one guy, so he worked on everything, and the only cost is the hosting.
Okay, so you've got a lot of positive cash flow, and actually, I see I've made a gross error in this thing. I'm gonna have to switch the plan real quick here and move over to. I'm gonna have to show you guys this on the actual spreadsheet because I see an error in my math. This is there you go. So, what I was going to say was, at a low risk, if you thought this site was a low risk site, and you put a 10% risk adjustment on this thing, so you were discounting the cash flow, the future cash flow by essentially 20% a year, then paying $2 million for it would be the same as making $2.9 million today. Now, I don't think that anybody would think that this is a completely low-risk site. So just to show you what the numbers would look like in a very risky scenario, if we changed it to 40%, if you thought there was a 40% chance that this site will lose all of its traffic, you could, in today's dollars, the net present value of the transaction would still be $400,000. In other words, you'd be creating $400,000 in wealth the moment that you bought the site. Some people might think that the site would have an outrageous 50% risk. If so, you'd more or less be breaking even or losing $20,000 when you bought the site. So you would just want to take that into account. If you thought that's what the risk was, then you would want to take that into account when you made your offer. Personally, I feel that the risk is probably closer to 25%. This is an old site, been around a long time, and 25 is still very high risk because you have a total risk-adjusted rate of 35%, because essentially it adds the cost of money of 10% plus the risk adjustment of 25% to get you 35%. And in that scenario, there's a net present value of $1.3 million. I had tried to put this in the spreadsheet, but like I said, there was an error in my calculations. So, I think this is a high revenue site that's priced at a reasonable multiple. So it's going to.
Hi Rick, can I add one notice?
Sure.
For the revenue like $700,000 per year. This guy did not know much about marketing and advertising. He only knows about tech. So this is the minimum revenue per year. If I know marketing and I know advertising. If I do some changes for him, then he can make easily $1 million per year. And if the listener, I think you guys know this clearly. The reason why we want to sell this website now is because me and this guy and another guy, we are doing another startup, and this guy, he's focusing on our own project, and he do not have time to, maintain this website.
That was actually going to be my next question, because I have quite a few questions from users here I wanted to start reading to you. And one of the questions was, why are you selling? So you're saying you're selling because you guys are going to, you have a new project that you're working on.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. One of the users asked if you make any money using AdSense, or can you use Google AdSense on this site?
Oh, no. I think 2 years ago, Google AdSense banned on our account.
Okay. That happens.
Because, I think the best thing is, there is something about, have copyright issues, so Google can't ban it.
I had a customer ask me to ask you to talk about trademark and copyright issues. So sometimes when you go to eBookie, you can find books available to download for free. I understand that it's a file sharing site, and those are put up there by your users, not by you, correct?
Yeah. We never host any ebook on our sites. And the info, are uploaded by the users, because when users upload the site, they can make money.
And does the site? Do you guys ever get emails for cease and desist or DMCA notices?
We get about 5 to 10 emails per day, Monday to Friday. But at the weekend, we normally do not get any emails about DMCA.
Okay.
What they ask is basically.
What do you do when you get a notice to remove a file?
For the emails, they just ask us to delete the files. Then it's simple for us to do. We just delete the files.
So you do delete it when you get the emails?
Yeah, why not? Whenever we get the emails, we just do it.
Okay, that's exactly how most people would handle it. I just wanted to make sure. So I've got more questions coming about the expenses. So you said it's just one guy that manages the site. Is that one guy the owner of the site, or is it an employee?
Owner of the site.
So the owner of the site has another job, and he does a startup, but he manages a site that does $700,000 in revenue?
Yes.
Okay, so all the content, everything is user-generated, correct?
No, all the contents are user-generated. That's before, we gather the info online. But I think after, before, I don't know, I think it's like 6 months ago, we started our project and he did not have time. So he just, developed that feature. With that feature, the users can upload the new book infos, and then all the info are uploaded by the users.
Okay. If anybody else has any other questions, now is a good time to ask them. Peter, is there anything we should know about this site that I forgot to ask you?
I do not think so. If you have questions, just call me, okay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well, without getting any other questions, I think that hold on, I might have another question coming in. Oh, so I had someone just ask me if you could describe one day in the life of the guy who runs the website. In other words, what is one day's activities to do whatever is required to run this thing?
Okay. I cannot answer your questions now, but I can email the answer to Rick tomorrow. What do you think?
Well, everybody's still listening, so if you.
I don't know. Now this guy is working out every day.
Okay.
At the daytime. So basically, he do not have time to maintain the website for over 6 months. As the revenue is,
okay,
do not have much change.
No problem. You can send it to Adam and anybody else who wants to get the description of a day in the life of the guy running eBookie. Just email Adam at Latonas.com and he'll get it over to you. I did have somebody else just come in and say they came in late and they wanted to know more about how the site makes money. I will say that we talked about that in great detail earlier in the call, and the whole thing was recorded. So, we're going to send everybody a thank you email in a few hours for attending this meeting, and in that email will be a link to watch the recording, or you can go to latonas.com/open house and see the recordings of previous open house meetings that we have done. Thank you, everybody. That is it for this presentation, and I hope everybody has a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.